now, Brandon Six Boy Schaub.
Hey, Monday morning, December 9th. It is 9:40. A little bit of a late start. We've been some chatty Cathys, man. We had a lot to catch up on. Haven't seen the boys here in the studio for a while. Apparently, they had a pizza party on Thursday. Didn't get the invite. I couldn't have made it, though. You guys know this.
Weren't you doing Hummer stuff?
I was in Downey at Sig Motorsports putting that 6.0 Power Stroke together.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And that is a beast of a drive. Man, people that work 9 to 5 and have to drive that amount from, like, whether it's from the Valley, wherever, to downtown or to Downey or any of that stuff. I did it 3 days in a row. It'll eat you up. It'll beat you up. It's not fun. That drive is terrible. So that because my schedule, I live close to the studio. For the most part, I'm not really sitting in traffic unless I do have to do some of that stuff. But that's how good Bruno is at Sig Motorsports, is I'm willing to sit in 2 hours of traffic to, work with him and get this done. But when people say, "Oh, LA traffic," I'm always like, "What? Yeah, I guess if you have to work in rush hour, but outside that, it's not terrible." I get it. These last 3 days, I get it. Wish more people would leave. That'd be nice. That'd be nice. Big fight weekend. You had a big old fight weekend. UFC 310. Not only is 310 some news, but you had a lot of big announcements as far as 311 and just a bunch of other fights going on, which I'm sure we'll get to. You got Strickland, DDP. You got Tatiana Suarez finally getting her shot, even though she's been super inactive, which is weird because she's supposed to fight Saturday night. And then they're like, actually, we know she's been inactive. Here's a title shot, which I'm all about because I do think she's the best in the world. DDP, Sean Strickland's going down. Which we'll get to all that, but you had UFC 310. Full transparency, I told you guys from the bottom to the top to the first fight on the prelim with your boy Kennedy to the last fight on the main card with Pantoja, top to bottom, I thought it was the most quality card of the year. I started watching at 3 p.m. I was crunk for this. I had all my ducks in a row. Kids were down to watch it with me. Wifey, mother and father-in-law over. It was a big deal. So from 3 p.m. to about, it probably ended around 9:30, 10? Probably 10. After Shavkat, Ian Garry, I fell asleep. Mm-hmm. I fell asleep while Pantoja was walking out.
Same. Total same.
We're just getting older, dude.
Yeah. Sleepy guys.
Is it we're getting older? Or we just don't give a shit about the flyweight division. Because would you have fell asleep if it was John Jones, Tom Aspinall?
Dang, you're right.
Right?
Yeah.
You wouldn't. It's so disrespectful. But it's just my body going, they're tiny. I know, but I'm really into it, man. They're super talented. My body goes, nah, you're tired. Take a little snooze, bud. This is time to do it. But I went straight to bed. I'm not going to lie to you. I went straight to bed and I watched it in the morning. I finished it in the morning.
Same. And I was watching from 3 p.m. the day before and then woke up and my girl was like, how could there possibly be more fights? I was like, I fell asleep. I got to finish the main event.
You got to catch that main event. So I paid for it. I'm going to get my money's worth. Yeah. I'm going to rewind it. I'm going to get that main event. I'm going to start it from the walkout. I want the full experience. Even though I'm kind of bored, I want the full experience.
Did you stay off social media and not see the result on social media?
Literally impossible for me because so many people in the sport text me, so I knew the result, and so many people text me where it's impossible for me unless I just completely get off the phone. No text. I can avoid social media, not see the spoilers, but just from text. And when you open it up, even if you don't click on the text, it'd be like, oh my God. And you're just like, all right.
Yeah.
You guys just watched it. You watched it at the new crib with wifey?
Yep.
Does she like fights?
No.
Not into it at all?
Not at all. But she does her thing and lets me, she's not like, putting up a fuss about it. She's like, yeah, do your thing, watch your fights. I'm going to do my thing.
Oh, she's just like on a laptop, like looking at Etsy or some shit?
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Bitches be crazy, dude. Chan, where'd you watch it?
I watched it at Nick's. We did a live stream, and then Casey was part of but Casey zoomed in to the live stream.
Hilarious.
So we were just watching together. It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Nick's live streams. That's cool. Let's get into the card, man. Like I told you, from top to the very bottom, this was the most quality card of the year. It did not disappoint. Some of the stuff I told you, if you remember from last Monday's show, I told you Bryce Mitchell, Kron, Gracie could be very weird and boring if they decide to just give us terrible striking. And Shavkat Gane could be boring if Gane wins. Shavkat and Machado, I didn't think was boring, but it's not going to blow your hair back. We'll get to that. But those were two I told you about. I thought the judging was horrendous. That, what is it, Adalaide Byrd or whatever? Remember, she did the Canelo Triple G one. Clearly, from the great Joe Rogan, the quote is, "I'm sure she's a nice lady, but so is my mom. I don't want her judging." I don't know if she's a nice lady. That's going on a limb there. I think she's corrupt as shit and probably taking money under the table and just doesn't know fighting. She's probably, probably should be put out to the pasture. But, if you're a fighter, it's terrible, man. Terrible. She royally fucked over some of these guys. Royally fucked over. Biggest one being Volkov. How you score that for Ciryl Gane in any facet is insane. I thought Aljo also won, but when you have judges like that, bud, if you don't get a finish, you're leaving it up to those judges, and they're idiots, you're kind of screwed. I thought Aljo probably won. I had Volkov winning. And that's about it as far as the bad judging goes. Kennedy to open the curtains looked great. Chase Hooper, he's kind of coming into his own. He was, that young kid, kind of had some issues, which is all good. And then now he's just this monster. Clay Guida probably should retire. Michael Chiesa looked fantastic. Eric Anders, Chris Weidman, Chris Weidman should probably hang it up.
Chris dropped him in the first round, but that was pretty much it.
Yeah, I don't know why he's sticking around, but you never know. Brian Battle, he's a bummer because he had so much hype on him. I think Brian Battle's so talented, and then obviously missing weight to that magnitude is pretty messed up. And then the split decision. Mosarv and Aljo, I thought that was a fun fight. I know, there's not a ton of striking, but I thought it was a good fight. I thought Aljo pulled it off, but all good. Vicente Luque looked phenomenal. My God. He looked fantastic. Dominick Reyes, Anthony Smith. That one was tough to watch. Anthony Smith should not have been fighting. He's already kind of on the very, very back nine. Back nine, I mean, he's on the 18th hole, and it's over, and he keeps doing it. But then also his best friend and coach passed away, so he probably shouldn't have been in there.
Yep.
And there were some red flags going into it because in the pre-fight stuff content, he was saying, it's not even about winning. I just got to, get in there and release this pain or whatever the hell he's doing. It's like, oh no. And you're fighting Dominick Reyes. That ain't the guy to do it against, man. Dominick Reyes surging, but with Anthony Smith, the toughest thing is you knew something was going on there, and he finally, I can't imagine what he's dealing with. Shout out to him. And you do got to be a professional, but to that extent, he should have skipped this one. I'm sure the UFC would have understood. He put his hands down and wanted to hit him. He's like, I just need to feel something. Like, good God, dude, this ain't the sport to do it in. Professional fighting ain't the thing to just go in there and hope you can, get through it. That was tough to watch. Probably should be his last one. I wouldn't mind. He's the only guy. Like, we'll go through who should probably leave the UFC, and they're probably going to have no choice. Anthony Smith isn't one of those guys. If you want to do one more, I understand, because obviously the circumstances, his best friend and, coach passing away, not in the right frame of mind. You don't want to go out on that note. I think they should give him one more. I also think, again, for the UFC, it's tough because it's not like Clay Guida, Chris Weidman, and Kron Gracie, take Kron out of that. But it's not like Clay Guida, Chris Weidman, and Anthony Smith told the UFC they were going to dip out, But it'd be nice at the end, you bring all three back to the octagon. You have like a tribute video, do a nice send-off. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. But the guys it's always prickly. Where they're like, no, I got one more. And the UFC's like, you don't though. And then they get an argument and then they just get cut. And then who knows, so it's tough. But yeah, all three of them should probably stop. But Anthony Smith is the one. Clay Guida, Chris Weidman, definitely it's over. But Anthony Smith, you could give him one more. Not for, I think 6 to 8 months at least. And then give him one more. You give him a favorable matchup. And we know going into it that it's his last one. You give him the proper send-off. He is part of the commentary team. He does a lot of the analyst stuff. So that'd be the right thing to do. In the main event, your boy Chu Do-Ho. What's up?
Duo Choi.
Korean Superboy, man.
I know. That was clean, dude.
That wasn't even a fight.
Oh.
I see some people like, it was a great fight to kick off the card. I'm like, Nate just didn't look like himself. He was so slow. He just couldn't get off. It was just like a one-sided fight. So one-sided. I don't know if something's going on there. And there seems to be something going on, like with Shavkat, with Ciryl Gane. All of a sudden now, they were injured. Okay. That's why they look bad? Okay.
Yeah, it was strange when Ciryl left the octagon.
Because he didn't win the fight.
Yeah.
He didn't win the fight. He was so upset he left, His stock has fallen so hard. That's worst case for the division, too. You're just like, I guess this guy deserves a big fight. He just doesn't look good. His grappling looked bad. He had he looked like improved with some of his shots. Like his double leg was good, but hanging on to that Kimura, falling for that heel hook, giving up position, Bryce Mitchell, Kron Gracie, that was a weird one. We got what I thought we were going to get, a really bad fight. And it's not Bryce Mitchell's fault. I do like Bryce was like, all right, I grapple really well. And even though it's Kron Gracie, I'm still going to establish dominance. And this is why I wanted from Bo Nickel. Even though you're best at grappling, I fancy myself a grappler. I'm going to show you I'm better and showcase that. And that's what Bryce Mitchell did against Kron Gracie, winning his guard. Now, Kron didn't get the memo that it's not 1995. And he just, this is for sure his last one in the UFC. They probably had no business to be on the main card in any facet. Aljo and Mosarv should have been on there. Or Dominick Reyes and Anthony Smith, but if we knew Anthony Smith was in the right frame of mind going into it. But for Bryce Mitchell and Kron Gracie, for Kron, it's just, it's like hot tub time machine. He's a guy that, he only has success when it comes to straight jiu-jitsu. He still jumps to guard. The striking is just a setup, really, so he can get to a takedown. Doesn't have great takedowns. Bryce Mitchell being in his guard, he closed guard, but he's not attacking. He's not setting anything up. He's just kind of sitting there. He didn't look like he wanted to be in there. That whole camp, the Diaz camp, Kron Gracie, like they just are stuck in this hot tub time machine where nobody advances and adapts to the 2024 level of fighting and athletes. They just don't. They do what they do, and that's all it is. And hopefully it's good enough, and the record would show it's not good enough. Let's take a little break, kids. I want to jump right back into this juicy episode of the Schaub Show UFC 310 breakdown, because this episode of the Schaub Show is brought to you by Shopify. It's the last week of dryfastallgas.com. You're looking at that site, you're looking at the store, buying the new merch, getting 10% off, 50-time bonus entries, dryfastallgas.com. You're like, this site's fantastic. This shop, it's so easy. Well, guess what? It's powered by Shopify. They're the only platform I will ever use. It's so freaking easy. It's easy because they're brilliant. They're brilliant, and they're the business behind the businesses that make selling and super simple for millions of businesses, not only mine, but millions of the main shops that you like to shop at online is powered by Shopify, including dryfastallgas.com, because business that freaking thrive, use Shopify. Nobody does selling better than Shopify, home of the #1 checkout on the planet, and the not so secret with Shop Pay that boosts conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts go abandoned and way more sales going in. Cha-ching! All right. So if you're into growing your business with commerce platform, better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling on the web, in your store, in their feed, everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout as Drive Fast that we use. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/Schaub, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/Schaub, all lowercase, to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/Schaub. Cha-ching. So for Kron, it was just, you tell the crowd was frustrated for Bryce. I mean, Kron almost pulled off that armbar, which was filthy, but for a lot, just sitting in the guard, you know? And then when he jumped the guard, it's like, but this isn't 1999. This is what happens when you jump to guard. And then Bryce Mitchell just slams his ass down to the mat. Thank God he ended it. Slams it to the mat, gets concussed, wobbled off the slam, and then those elbows were brutal. Bryce Mitchell's a stud, man. I know a lot of his stock or a lot of fans jumped off. He's just some wild shit, doesn't believe in seatbelts, whatever. More power to him, I guess. Flat Earth, and we've had him on here where he's talking about, you know, the mass shootings and stuff, which it's all good. You know, he's a character. He's a character and to each its own, but I think some of that's affected him a little bit. And then remember, his two losses are Josh Emmett and Topuria. Outside that, he's undefeated. Super talented kid. They gave him a toss up here with Kron Gracie. You know, when he fought Josh Emmett, it went Topuria and then Josh Emmett. Tough. And Emmett obviously nuclear starched him, but Emmett can do it to anybody. But Bryce Mitchell, however you feel about his, you know, conspiracy beliefs and all that other wild shit and seatbelts, whatever. As far as just a fighter goes, if you take away all that bullshit, he's a talented individual, man. He's a fun fighter. And he's still pretty young. There's a lot left on that bone. A lot of meat left on that bone. Kron Gracie was a gift to him. Kron was a gift. They should have never been on the main card. You know, Kron just didn't have much for him. Very, very weird for Kron to fight like that. Very, I don't know what's going on there. And he just doesn't seem to want to be in there.
Yeah, he's got kind of just a lackadaisical.
His demeanor is just like, oh God, I have to do this. Like, hey, no, you don't have to do this. There's probably a lot of pressure from the family and the name, but what you're doing ain't representing the name very well, dude. Like, it's reminding us, like, oh my God, the sport's moved on so much.
And did he not look significantly smaller? Like, should he have been a 35er this whole time?
Sure, but with that fighting style, doesn't matter.
He was still dangerous against the cage.
Yeah. And Bryce Mitchell, you know, high level grappling, and he still almost got him that armbar. I can't believe he didn't get him. That is trouble. But just like, he's just not dangerous down there. Not controlling posture really. He's just kind of sitting there, closed guard. Just this traditional jiu-jitsu. Like, the game's advanced so much. And people hate to hear this. Out of all the martial arts, the one you can get away with not being really good at is jiu-jitsu. It just is. If you're a wrestler and you get some good boxing, you can go pretty fucking far. Pretty far. If you're just a wrestler, like Mosarv or some of these guys, Makhachev, his striking's come a long ways. Khabib striking wasn't very good. Bo Nickel undefeated, even though he's given us these striking matches lately, which is a shame, but he's still winning. But if you're so dominant in wrestling, you can go pretty fucking far. If you're dominant in striking, like Izzy or Alex Pereira, as long as you have some of the basics, you can go pretty fucking far. If all you have is world-class jiu-jitsu, out of the main martial arts, it's the worst one to have. It's the worst skill set to have. It's my favorite, but as far as UFC level goes, if all your thing is submissions, it's going to be tough. It'll be super tough in 2024. Guys can negate it with just a simple few understandings of guard and half guard and side control. You can negate most that stuff. With gloves and punches, you can really negate it. It's a bummer, and I love jiu-jitsu as much as the next guy, but as far as just the main meat and potatoes disciplines in mixed martial arts, that'd be the last one you want to focus on. Just in case you doesn't do jiu-jitsu really. At all. Never has. Again, Ciryl Gane, Volkov. I don't know how the fuck you give Ciryl Gane 3 rounds in any capacity. Maybe one. Maybe you give him that first round. Other than that, it's just not there. And the bummer is Volkov was surging 4 in a row, and then you just take all that momentum away. I feel like the UFC has the power if they wanted to. I know the commission is the end all be all. We're like, nope, very black and white. We picked that guy. Sorry, you're gonna have your pay. UFC, if they want to, you're like, listen, Beard or Adalaide Byrd, or where the fuck her name is. We know she's the ref. She's completely out of her mind. Don't know what the fuck she's doing. We're actually gonna look at Volkov's fight as a win, and we're gonna continue in that matter. And here's half your pay. That they could easily do that. Like we know. The judges said this way. That's not fair. It opens up a slippery kind of slope there. But when it's this apparent that this guy won, you could do that if you're Dana. Even Dana, right when Volkov was leaving, goes, dude, you got fucked. Cool, man. So you acknowledge it. You own this fucking place. Don't discipline me. Don't put me down in the queue. That's 5 in a row then, dude. That's 5 in a row. So, and for Ciryl Gane, let's talk about the hype. Just, and all of a sudden, he had 3 broken toes. Okay. For Shavkat, Ian Machado Gary, how long have I been on here telling you guys how fucking talented Ian Machado Gary is? I know the whole cuck and wife, get all that shit out of here. As far as skill set goes inside that octagon, this kid is it, man. And I think his stock goes way up, way more than Shavkat. And I told you guys this, one of the kind of big things here is Ian Machado Gary trained with Shavkat. So the whole boogeyman, he's this monster, he's untouchable. He's trained with him. He goes, actually, no, he's human. Watch, I'll show you. He showed that. Almost finished him. I could see giving it to Ian, but either way, I didn't care. As an Ian fan, I went, oh no, this is best case scenario. Best case scenario. His stock doesn't go down. Matter of fact, I think it goes up. Even for the haters, like, all right, that kid's pretty fucking good. Not only did he survive 25 minutes of Shavkat, actually won some rounds, and also had him in super compromised positions. Almost finished his ass. I think for Ian Machado Gary, his defense is insane. He got hit with a few right hands, but outside that, like his takedown defense, his grappling defense, striking defense, insane. He just needs to focus more on finishing fights and more of inflicting damage. He needs to figure that out. Defense is there. You got that. You survived 25 minutes. Nobody on earth has been able to even survive a round and a half with this fucking guy. Not only did he survived 25 minutes and beat him in some of those rounds and had him in super compromised positions. That's how good Ian Machado is. So for Ian to get to the next level, he has to figure out a way, okay, defense I got, now I got to start inflicting damage. I got to start mixing it up that we know my defense, I can get through compromised positions. I can deal with some of the grappling. Now we need to start opening up on the feet to finish these guys. And he's going to win a lot of rounds and a lot of fights. His stock goes way higher than Shavkat's, I think. Shavkat, no, he tore an MCL, whatever. Where was this energy before the fight? There's always an excuse. And I think Shavkat's great. I think he's great. I think this showed a lot of holes in his game. Let's go ahead and go on with the theory. That's really not out there fully, but let's say he did have a torn MCL. Even that being said, that Shavkat that showed up Saturday night at 310 doesn't beat Bilal Muhammad. I think Muhammad, who was sitting cage side, went, oh shit, I'm going to beat him. I don't think either of those guys that showed up at 310 beat the champ. I think Bilal Muhammad looks at Shavkat and goes, oh, I'm beating him. And for Bilal, this was a gift because you get 25 minutes of tape on how this guy's going to respond. Okay, there's some holes in the game there. There's some holes. And Bilal takes a little more risk, and I don't see a path to victory based off that performance. Now, that could be a performance where he was compromised and he's doing it with one leg, and now it's a different story. But that didn't look like a world beater to me. Ian Machado Gary did. Dude, you just got to clean up a few things and light people up on the field a little more, take a little more chances. I know your defense is impeccable and you didn't get hit that much and survived with Shavkat, but if you just take it to the next level, you're going to finish a ton of guys. And based off that, Ian Machado Gary's one win away from a title shot. he doesn't go down in the queue. If Colby Covington fights Saturday against Buckley, Colby wins that fight. That's a great story. Buckley wins that fight. That's a great story. That's your fight. That's your fight. Ian Garry and Colby Covington's that's co-main event on a major pay-per-view. That's money, dude. Money. Or 5 rounds on a fight night. I know they're going to Seattle, but that fight is money. That writes itself. Writes itself. But even if Buckley wins, not as of, Buckley's a surging young lion, phenomenal athlete. It probably won't do as well on a pay-per-view because of the casuals, but that's a great fight. And Ian Garry was supposed to fight him anyway. Okay. Ian Garry wins that fight. He's fighting the winner of Shavkat and Muhammad. Easily. So I think Ian Gary's stock went up so much. So much. He looked phenomenal. Pantoja, like I told you, Kai Asakura, I fell asleep. They're small, my brain said, and it's okay to sleep if you watch in the morning, and that's what I did. It's super disrespectful. I don't condone it, but it's just what it is. They're flyweights. Pantoja is in a weird spot because he's cleaned out the division. I think 10 of his wins, 9 of them are ranked in the top 10. He's beat everybody multiple times. Brandon Moreno, it's just not there. Brandon Royval, he's beat him twice. So I had to bring in a dude from Ryzen to compete. And I think Asakura is a great addition to the division. He's super exciting, especially for a flyweight. He took some chances, tall order to beat Pantoja on your first fight in the UFC. I think he's going to be great. Not the last we hear of him. I bet he gets a title shot. He's going to starch a lot of guys, and he might be the most exciting guy in the top 5. All good. For Pantoja, though, dude, he got on the mic, and he's aware of the division, the situation. He was like, Mighty Mouse, what's up? You're like, what? Let's go through that. A, it's never happening. Mighty Mouse is not coming back. B, he's on a contract that won championship, so that's not happening. C, this is actually a good thing. Now, some of the shills online and soy boys online will go, Mighty Mouse is ducking Pantoja. No, I need capacity. This is how you got to look at it. So for you people that always, let's say, like Chris Weidman, Clay Guida, Anthony Smith, Tony Ferguson, Nick Diaz, go through the list of people you want to see retire. A lot of these guys can't retire because they need the money. And you can sit on your high horse with fighter pay and the UFC mistreatment. Mighty Mouse is in a position. This is success. This is a guy who's made it. This is a guy who's done it better than most post-fight career. This is a guy who has found a way through his YouTube and other endeavors where he can turn down a UFC offer to fight. That is success. Success is telling people no and being okay financially. That's success at the highest level. 99.9% of fighters can't say no to anything. They have to have the money. Mighty Mouse goes, they offered me $2 million. I said, no, this YouTube's popping. His YouTube and whatever else he's doing is thriving so much. He has the capability to not even entertain it for a second. That's how well off he's doing. This is a fantastic thing, and this is what you want for whatever fighter you're into, whoever you like. This is exactly what you want. You want these greats, even if they're not world champions, but the guys that had long UFC careers, you want them when the UFC comes calling or a guy calls out to go, nah, man, hell no, I'm crushing it over here. That's success at the highest level. They did it. You don't have to get punched in the face anymore, man, because you found a lane outside of fighting where you can turn things like that down. That is success at the highest level. This should be a huge celebration. Holy, you should be texting and calling your friend and go, dude, you see Mighty Mouse? Pantoja calling on. He said no way because he's crushing it. This is awesome. Not he's ducking the guy. He's scared. He's out of his prime. That's bitch behavior. Figure it out. A fighter turning down a fight is the biggest sign of success by far. That means he doesn't have to do it anymore because he's crushing other avenues in life. He won. DJ's won in every facet. Great family, greatest to ever do it, doesn't have to fight. I'm all good. I'm going to keep tuning into my YouTube. Boom. There we go, baby. You did it, man. That's great. When I saw it, I went, fuck yeah, good for DJ. I don't need to see him versus Pantoja. I don't know what they're going to do, nor do I care. Nor do I care. It'd been cool to see. I'm good. I don't have to see it. DJ's all ready to go. I'm good. I don't know what they're going to do. Probably find another dude from Ryzen. Now they're in cahoots with UFC. He was the owner of Ryzen, also former Pride guy. You know, he was cage side, so I'm sure there's a relationship there, so they can import guys over to try and find competition for Pantoja. That's how good Pantoja is. And I still fell asleep. It's fucking rude, man. I don't condone that behavior. It's just what it is. You know, it is what it is. Let's take a little break because the NBA is popping. You can win big getting in on the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. So you can bet on the NBA. They got their freaking tournament, in-season tournament going on right now. You got college football coming up. You got the big BCS playoffs going down. All right, my Buffs aren't in it, whatever, that hurts my feelings. But they're playing BYU in an Alamo Bowl. I'll take it. It's a positive thing. Whatever. Listen, all 30 NBA teams split into 6 groups every Tuesday and Friday playing for the right to advance in the single elimination in-season tourney. All right, and it all ends with the NBA Cup Championship in Vegas. First timer? Cool. Here's something special just for you. New DraftKings customers bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Score big with DraftKings Sportsbook. Every point counts. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use the code SHOWSHOW. That's code SHOWSHOW for new customers to get $150 in bonus bets. If your bet wins, you bet just $5 buckaroos. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. DraftKings.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bet must win to receive reward. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/MMA.
All right, Jim, what do you got?
Dana White announced some
Dana White came out with the heat.
some fights for the fights that we might go to.
Yeah,
Maybe.
probably not, right? Probably not.
Potentially.
Offer up.
All right. So UFC 311, Makhachev versus Tsarukyan, part 2. And also
Anybody else like Tsarukyan in that fight?
I can't imagine, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
I can.
Well, I can't.
Interesting.
Makhachev's just freaking on a tear.
I like the Armenian in LA in that.
Okay.
I'll be rooting for him, that's for sure. Umar
Versus Umar.
Nurmagomedov. That's a great fight. I like Merab.
Main.
They stole the show in the press conference. Dariush Makano, fantastic. Yuri Jamal Hill, take my money. Kevin Holland, RDR, great fight
This
to kick off.
card's
It's a
sick,
great
dude.
card.
Yeah.
Johnny Walker versus that guy.
The guy that looks like Anthony Smith, by the way, Guskov.
Kind of.
They actually put him side by side once. It was funny. But
He
Peyton
also
Talbot.
looks like Yellow Bastard from Sin City on steroids.
Yes.
Peyton Talbot, that's a huge fight. He's the man. Almeida Spivak. Almeida fell off like a motherfucker. First team all body. Zachary Reese, one of my faves to watch as well. Okay, I'm not mad at this card. Keep going.
Dumas.
Grant Dawson, Diego Fiera.
And Ricky Tercios.
Boy,
All
they
right.
got a bunch of
But there's a lot, yeah.
Russians and shit on this card.
It's definitely a great card, though.
Yeah, the ESPN prelims and the main cards, it's stacked. Stacking it for LA. Darush, home game for him as well. Merab Umar's great. I'm rooting for Merab in that. Arman, I think he has that Armenian power in LA, man. Good luck, Islam. That's a home game for Arman. Great card, though.
Yeah, let me ask you this, though. So, Benil versus Makano above Yuri versus Jamal Hill. When you have
It doesn't matter as long as it's on the main card. The 1 through 3 really doesn't matter. Usually the third fight on the card is just a good fight. Like I've been on there a few times where it's just a good fight that fans are going to care about. Doesn't that mean a lot for the division, just a solid fight.
Okay.
And then obviously the main and co-main event's the bigger deal in the queue is the rankings. Or it's, championship fights.
You already covered 312, so let's go.
Go back to it.
Okay.
So you got DDP, Sean Strickland. Here's my thing. Sean Strickland is as American as it gets, and he's defended and fought for the title only internationally. He fought twice in Australia and then once in Canada. Make that make sense. Weili Zhang, Tatiana Suarez, good for her for finally get a title shot.
And you have Tatiana on that one, right?
Yes. Hopefully, injury free. We just got to get her to the fight, for God's sakes.
Yeah. We should bet on that too.
You like Zhang?
Yeah.
Interesting. I think Tatiana mops the floor with her.
We shall see.
All right. Let's bet.
Okay, this is a really quick fun one. Alex Pereira said that he would think that John Jones would win against Aspinall simply because of his, experience, resume. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I could see that. And then if he beats Tom, then he said he thinks he'll fight John.
Interesting. So Tommy Fury was supposed to fight Darren Till in January, but apparently Tommy Fury canceled it because Darren Till kept saying stuff like he's gonna do some MMA moves if things don't work out. Like he's gonna,
It's Darren Till, dude.
Yeah, he just talks smack. Dude. Yeah.
What a douser, as they say.
So that kind of sucks.
Who wrote this?
This is Tommy.
I can't believe I'm writing this, but I am now not fighting Darren Till on January 18th for the one simple reason being that Darren has stayed over and over. It's called selling the fight, dude. That he doesn't want to abide by the professional boxing rules, that if he's losing the fight, he will result in a kicking and other stupid MMA tactics. Stupid.
Lucy.
I'm a professional boxer. I have been out of the ring for over a year, and I want this to be a great boxing fight for the fans. I've wasted weeks in training camp. We are working hard to get a new opponent. Promise to get you a better opponent, better fight for you guys. Good news around the corner. Nah, man.
What do you think,
Just Darren Till selling the fight?
Exactly.
Dude.
Like if he started doing stuff, they just tell the ref right away if he does anything, grab him, make sure it's stopped.
But it's Darren Till, dude. He sells the. That's why you're fighting him. That's why you're fighting an MMA guy. Nobody sells fights better than MMA guys. That's why you're fighting him.
So Darren did like a minute something response to it. You want to hear the whole thing or just?
He put Tommy Fury, you are the biggest shit house I've ever met in my life. Do not ever call yourself a fighter again. I was selling there you go.
Mm-hmm.
I was selling the fight to make me and you more money. You absolutely empty head fighting family, my ass. You and your dad shit houses. I don't need to throw kicks. You was getting knocked spark out. You divvy. We was making bank on this fight because of me, not you. Agree. I was building it. You should be fighting and should be thanking me over and out. Not one wants to fight me. Jake Paul, what are you up to, big fat dummy? Yeah, it's Darren Till doing Darren Till shit.
Yeah.
That's what you're signing up for. And they're like, oh, this is real. I'm out. Weak shit, dude. Weak shit. It's just lame.
Do you care to see this? The World MMA Awards results?
Sure.
For 2024?
It was fun.
All right.
Lifetime Achievement Award, Mark Coleman, deserved.
Mm-hmm.
Fighter of the Year, Alex Pierre, agree with that.
Yep.
Female Fighter of the Year, Kayla Harrison, agree
Interesting,
with that.
okay.
Not interesting. The rest of the division sucks. Keep going.
Wait. No. So Zhang Weili winner.
Oh,
That's just because the ad was in there.
That's stupid.
So to me, that makes more sense. Anyway,
I would give it Kyle Harrison.
Breakthrough Fighter of the Year.
Tom
Aspinall.
Aspinall. Interesting. International Fighter of the Year, DDP. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Fight of the Year, Max Holloway, Justin Gaethje,
Yeah.
100%. Knockout of the Year, Max Holloway. Yep, Justin Gaethje. There you go. Submission of the Year, Diego Lopez, Gavin Tucker.
I don't even remember.
Sure. Keep
Okay.
going. Comeback of the Year, Tom Aspinall's career.
Comeback of the Year.
I mean,
Maybe this is what they meant as a winner. I don't know.
upset of the Year, Sean Strickland, Izzy. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Commentator of the Year, John Anik. Hell yeah.
Of course. Analyst of the Year, Michael Bisping.
Bisping.
Good for him, brother. Coach of the Year, that's Diego. That's Alex Pierre's coach. Good for
Neil
him.
Cruz.
Trainer of the Year, Larry's. Gym of the Year. Keep going. Fighting Nerds, yeah. Referee of the Year, Herb Dean. Ring Card of the Year, Andrade. Okay. Leading Man, Dana, of course.
Come on, dude. Best promotion.
Personality of the Year, our girl Nina won it.
Oh, wow.
She beat Joe Rogan. Tough to do. Best MMA program.
Contender Series.
I would like to see Morning Combat win that.
Yeah, something more to do with actual.
Yeah, why would you give to Dynamite Contender Series?
That's like a different type of show.
It's like Best Show of the Year.
Yeah.
MMA Media Source of the Year, ESPN. Okay.
Journal. Okay, of course.
Ariel definitely should
Journalist
win
of
that.
the Year.
How weird is it? And he can't touch the UFC. It's so weird. It's you have your best journalist and he can't be involved with the UFC. It makes make it make sense. Mm-hmm. What's he won? Like 10 years, 15 years in a row too?
15 or something, yeah.
So stupid.
Fighting Spirit Award, Mark Coleman. Rescuing his family from a burning building.
Fighting Spirit Award, Leon Edwards. Composure. Strength during disgusting mental antics by opponent.
Oh, shit.
Holy fuck. Is this DEI fucking hires? Jesus Christ. Leon Edwards, because his opponent was really mean in the build-up to the fight. What? Give it to Tommy Fury then. Composure. God damn, what a lame award. Good for Mark Coleman winning, though. Let's take a little break, then we'll jump right back in the episode. I'll make this one quick for y'all. This episode of the Schaub Show is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. They have the Name Your Price tool, put you in charge of your auto insurance by working just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for your car insurance, then they'll show you a variety of coverages that fit within your budget, giving you options. All right. So if you're ready to get a quote, it's easy. Get a quote. You'll be able to choose the best option for you and fast. It's just one of the many ways you can save with Progressive Insurance. Get a quote today at progressive.com. Try the Name Your Price tool for yourself. Join over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Progressive. Let's get back to the program. Psych! We got one more for you. This episode of the Schaub Show is brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts. And your boy just got a 21-year-old Ford Excursion Power Stroke 6.0 built motor, baby. I need a lot of parts for it. That's why I go to O'Reilly. They have everything. Even for a 21-year-old truck, they got it. Because O'Reilly is in the business of keeping your car on the road. O'Reilly Auto Parts offers friendly, helpful service and parts knowledge you'll need for all your maintenance and repairs, whatever you're looking for. They have Ford Excursion, Ford Lightning. They got everything I need there. If they don't have it, they make one little call. It shows up same day or I come up the next morning, and they got it at the shop ready to go. They have thousands of parts and accessories in stock, either in store, online, so you never have to worry if you're in a jam. All right? So the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts are your one-stop shop for all things auto do-it-yourself, and you can find what you need in-store or online. It's super easy. I use them all the time. I can't emphasize enough. They're my go-to. Paint, parts, whatever you got, they have it for you. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today. Visit them at O'ReillyAuto.com/Schaub. That's O'ReillyAuto.com/Schaub.
So the Craig Jones Invitational, it's going to be in August 2025, and I think there's going to be more money involved and everything else. And then he's saying, this is the article here says not to sign exclusive deals with the UFC. He just said don't sign exclusive deals.
Yeah, don't sign exclusive.
Yeah.
You can sign with them, make sure it's not exclusive, because jiu-jitsu, you got to get in where you fit in, make the most money possible. So why you can't compete on UFC and Craig stuff, I'm with him. No, don't sign exclusive. I'd much rather fight for Craig Jones than any other organizations. He's crushing it.
Yeah, apparently he posted this. That's his bank account, like 17-something million.
Holy fuck, he's crushing it.
So he's saying like, yeah, the event will be funded, no problem.
Holy fuck. That might be investors, for
of course,
the business.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's his personal bank account, but either way,
Still.
holy fuck. Holy fuck, crushing it.
So you mentioned the thing what Bryce Mitchell said about seatbelts. Let me just play.
How about Dana's cage fight and Bryce goes on and goes, "Hey, fuck seatbelts."
It's a super short clip.
Is there a conspiracy with seatbelts now?
No, I understand his point though. Like that's more governmental control. Like if you're an adult and if you don't want to use a seatbelt, it's like them saying you have to, otherwise you're getting a ticket. Whereas if it's your kids, of course you want to lock them in.
Little, they have no choice. Yeah. Oh, he's saying like from a control standpoint.
Yes, from the government controlling you, because like you're an adult. You can I kind of agree with him with this, but here he goes.
Seatbelts, I think it's just like you get to choose if you want to wear a seatbelt. The government doesn't, they don't wipe my ass for me, and they shouldn't be able to tell me if I want to wear a seatbelt. I personally don't like them because I think, what if you got to jump out of the car and roll, duck and roll? Nobody ever thinks about that. So I don't personally wear a seatbelt, but I grew up, my mom never wore one. I just don't believe in them, and it's not up to the government to decide if I should wear a seatbelt or not. So that's just my view on it, and that's why I don't wear them. But maybe, I strap my baby in, I strap Tucker in, but I just don't like wearing them. I like the maneuverability.
So, okay, good point. The thing is, but where he gets in a little trouble there with his words is saying, I don't believe in them. That's where it gets. So they definitely help, right? They definitely can help for a variety of reasons. And nobody ever thinks if you need to jump out of the car. Yeah, I guess if it's on fire and you get out, hopefully, But even when I was in my accident, like you can tell in the air, I'm unbuckling the seatbelt to get the fuck out. So it's not like it's that big of a deal. His issue is going, I don't believe in him. The angle is, I don't believe the government should be able to dictate whether I want to wear a seatbelt or not. If I don't, they reprimand me. Yeah. So seatbelts do a lot of good, but okay, I can fuck with the government control stuff. I'm with you on that. Okay, that is very strange. And Bryce Mitchell, 2027, for president. But he has a good message. He just fucks up where he goes, I don't believe in him. That's where people go, fuck. Everything was all good there. He goes, I don't believe in him.
I mean, he obviously does because he said he would, put his kids.
Exactly, he's contradicting himself.
Yeah,
I strapped my kids in. Well, so you believe in them that they're going to be safe for your kids.
He probably just fumbled on saying, I don't.
Yeah, so, but of course the media runs with it. Doesn't believe in seatbelts in any facet,
Because it sounds,
yeah, well, man, speaking truth,
And I don't know how legit this is, but I've seen this on other different Instagram pages, but Bryce Mitchell apparently biked from LAX to 10th Planet in downtown LA, which is a long ass bike.
What was that bike?
That is so
$60. And how long did it take?
It was only 50. He gave
Started
us
the
60.
track.
To get to the bike?
No, the whole track.
to get to the bike.
Oh,
Where did you end up when you came out here?
oh, brother, it took me about 6-7 hours to get here on foot.
What?
What? I love how he prefaces it. He goes like, I thought I explored this beautiful city on foot. The one thing no one in LA ever does is walk. And he's like, I'm just gonna walk.
There's a song called "Nobody Walks in LA" by Missing Persons. You need a. I'm gonna send that to you.
If I get about halfway, I'm thinking, I'm already halfway. I'm going,
Oh, it was all together.
This was actually probably somebody else's setup. But the buggy, I found it first. This one, I need to put it in there. See, that's the only problem. They fall through the holes. I need a little flat bottom. See, it went right back through.
Why is he collecting sticks?
But Eddie, you wouldn't believe how much faster this is.
Of course.
Oh my God!
And that's how I got to the class.
Did you already get that earlier?
It's good cardio, I guess.
He did it on the car.
With this bike.
He was on the bike earlier. This is breaking news right here.
Wheels go to 57th Street, bro. There's two amigos over there. They don't speak no English, but they take dollars, El Dinero.
How can you not love him? Yeah,
Such a
crazy, but he's
character,
fun, dude.
But he was telling another fan was watching with the wood and a tarp. He's like, yeah, just in case emergency situation, I have a tarp to keep myself safe and wood to burn.
Oh,
for
like
warmth.
it was like rain or some shit.
So I don't know how. Yeah, this is Sam's.
But he has
super
some
crazy.
money though, right?
But he's also a very interesting dude.
Yeah, good for him, man. I think that's cool. You got to be a little careful because he's not from here, going down Skid Row and stuff. I know he can fight, but them bums got different set of skills.
Downtown LA, bums actually fight you.
Skid Row,
they actually attack
Skid Row,
you.
no, they'll bite you, man. You turn a zombie. I've seen it time and time again.
I thought this was super funny by Superboy, Korean Superboy. He called out Bryce Mitchell, I think on air as well, right? And then he just says right here, April, May, Thug Nasty, UFC, Dana White, Sean Shelby, and a picture of
You should put winner or loser has to admit to the other one that the earth is round or flat.
Flat, yeah.
That's what you should do. That's a great call out, and that's a great fight. That's exactly what they should do. If I win, you have to admit the world's round. Dude, take my money.
All right, Merab, once again involved in a crowd fight.
You don't fuck around. Dana said it best though, like, hey man, you gotta be careful with that stuff because the lawsuits. That's all it is. But I like that he's fighting back. But
So someone tried to start smack with him, and then
that's the problem because people know
he's going to react.
He's going to react. So now they're looking for it. That's the problem.
But so Merab didn't actually get into the altercation, but his buddy did.
You're a fucking idiot, bro. You're a fucking idiot.
I can't wait to see you fight for the title. I hope that's next. Congratulations.
God, you know what kind of dumbass you got to be to fuck with a professional fighter? You got to be a special kind of stupid.
And on top of
I don't
that,
give a fuck how many street fights you've been in. I know your brother was tough growing up. I'm telling you, man, you're barking up the wrong tree.
yeah, they
You
just
can
want
get embarrassed, dude. Online, on YouTube, on the gram, you're going to get fucked up.
and you pay this much to go to a fight, and you do this, and you get kicked out.
And he has a collared shirt on.
That's what
You
six
ever been to
out.
a UFC fight, man?
Yeah.
Let's take a little break. We're almost home, kids, because you're out drinking, man. It's the holiday season. You got Christmas parties. You don't want to be the weirdo that gets drunk at the Christmas party. Try to make a good impression on the hot chick in your office. Don't be that guy. Have that drink on me, dude. You're like, I probably shouldn't. I turn into a demon after I drink too many. Well, I got you. Because you got your companion, you got Sure Shot. What's Sure Shot? I'm glad you asked, weirdo. It's the world's first alcoholic detoxifier that reduces blood alcohol content as little as 30 minutes. That's real. It's not snake oil. Also, it's going to sober you up, give you a sharper mind and body, liver support, well-being boost, gut support, hydration. So this Christmas party, give the gift that keeps on giving. Get a 4-pack out of Bevmo, Amazon, TikTok shop. We got you, dog. It's Sure Shot. Get 10% off. Use the code Brendan. Get 10% off that 4-pack. Bring it to the Christmas party. You'll be Santa. They're going to love you. That's SureShot.com. Promo code Brendan. 10% off. You're welcome.
This was weird too. Like, I don't know why Nate Diaz did this, but Nate Diaz was throwing bottles at Makhachev.
It'd
Yeah,
be the worst
I don't
street
know.
fight of all time. Just takedowns and bad jiu. You're like, oh, God. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Okay. Speaking of Bilal Muhammad, Conor McGregor did one of those voice things again on Twitter. I'm sure you guys probably heard this by
I
now.
haven't seen
Okay, good.
Look at the moon.
Look at that man.
Look at the moon.
Because
Look
you
at
know,
the moon.
even Rogan, when they were trying to bring Bilal into the cage,
He goes,
and they're
oh,
like,
man, you don't
"Security
know who he
doesn't
is. Dude, talk about the worst hype face-off of all time. I was like,
Yeah.
and Rogan was like, here we go, get him in here. And there's just dead air. And he's like, here, guys, got to let him through. They don't know he's the champ. It's just, and the face-off is just bad. No one's like dying to see that fight. It just sucks. Bilal's a beast, dude.
The security doesn't know he's the champ. Look at the state of this cunt. The security doesn't know he's the champ.
The security.
I'm not surprised, motherfucker. Oh, mate. He is an asshole, I think.
Oh, man.
Shut your mouth, you little dope. You barely got into the ring. They don't even know you were the champion. Tick. Who's this fucking guy? Who the fuck is that guy the security said, yeah? Stop.
Who the fuck is that guy? The security said, yeah. And he's like, yeah.
Security doesn't know he's the champ. Let him in. All right.
Poor Bilal. And just the worst face-off of all time. It's just, no, it's not, you know. Yeah, Conor lost the trial again on Thursday. He has to pay all her legal bills, which is like 1.2 to 1.5 mil now.
Yeah, and there's something else.
He's on the
Oh,
hook
damn,
for
I
that.
forgot. There's another thing he has to do. I forgot, but yeah.
Yeah.
This is from Sean Merriman's.
And then they also asked Dana about Conor, and he's like, I don't have any comment about it. He hasn't fought in the UFC for a long time, y'all. Oh, damn, they're like pulling it back from, even the UFC's pulling back.
Yeah.
It's going to be rough for him, man. You know, you get accused of something like that, whether what you believe, it's going to be tough. Very tough.
Just being accused.
Very tough.
Yeah. This is Sean Merriman's organization, Lights Out XF. And I'm not sure what happened if this guy won or not, but this is him getting into the cage. Look Switch to refresh
Yeah, I
here.
think it's slippery. I'll give that.
No.
It hit his head.
He tried to jump in the cage.
Bonk. Boink.
The doctor might need to go check on him. I hope.
Yeah, these are all just fun stuff at this point.
Okay, sounds like we're done.
Hold up.
Because the fans can't see him, yeah?
No, they could see him. This one was wild. This is just Cain Velasquez chilling, and someone caught him on camera.
Just a chill guy.
Just a chill guy.
Eating ice cream on a horse.
He's fucking thick. Not like fat, just big, dude.
No, yeah, he's just big.
He should have won an award. Is that it?
Unless you want another one.
I think that's good.
Alrighty,
One
hold
on
on.
thick Cain enjoying his life. He deserves it. Shout out to Cain Velasquez. It is the last week for the giveaway. Last freaking week. It's finally here. Last 7 days. You have 10% off the entire site when you use the promo code last week. You get 10% off your entire order plus 50-time bonus entries. It's the biggest giveaway we've ever done. There's only Sunday at midnight. It ends. And the winner will be announced before Christmas. This is the ultimate Christmas gift. Imagine giving your loved one or giving yourself the gift of a one-of-one SEMA build Dark Horse Mustang, custom interior, Anderson composite carbon fiber all over that damn thing, GTD wheels and tires. You also got the launch kit Roush edition blower on it. They don't make them anymore. They made 100 of them. This thing is a monster. So give the gift to yourself or somebody else this Christmas. But this is the last freaking week. It ends Sunday. Get on it. DriveFastAllGas.com. We got all new merch on there as well. The baseball tees that you see that I always rock. We got these hats. We got new badges. We got the new American tees. We got the new flannels. It's the best merch I've ever done. We got the short sleeve hoodies I always wear. The camo sweatshirt, soft as shit. You got the Piston Sport Tech bomber. We got it all, man. Get you some. We got sweats on their bags. It's good stuff. DriveFastAllGas.com. And Sunday at midnight, 10% off the entire website when you use promo code last week. We got all new merch, 50-time bonus entries. Enjoy it. Get after it. This freaking Saturday, you got Colby Covington versus Joaquin Buckley. Take my money. That's a phenomenal fight. Winner should fight Ian Garry so he can get back to the title shot. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. Like, subscribe, do your thing. Love you guys. Be nice to each other. I'm out.